Red Nation, what's up, world? Um, this is your host, Earl on a new era, a new age, same old Earl. I come on this show today that I'm starting to give y'all insight to, every other NBA fan around the league that's not a Houston Rocket fan, knowing that you guys will soon be Rocket fans within the next 2 years. The way the league's designed to bring all the stars, and they have it developed where they can make teams popular teams and they can make teams non-attractive teams. And Houston, being a big city, is one of the teams that's soon to be a big attraction. So I want to start doing insight and start getting you guys footage for you fans that are on the way that don't know you guys are going to be Houston Rockets fans yet. You can look at this and then you can do some of your background stuff, know some of the stuff you didn't know. I'll try to point you guys out to little nuances and little things that I see in the game that may not be as viewable to a person that's not a fan of a team, or someone who may not be paying too much attention to the Rockets now. I'm sure James Harden and Jeremy Lin is going to bring us a lot of attention and put us on the good spotlight that we need. So let's go into the show. Okay. Things I want to talk about. First thing first. Is James Harden a franchise player? My answer, yes, certainly, without a doubt. Okay, our record as we sit, 2-2, 2 up, 2 down, 2 home losses, and 2 road wins. The thing that I see that the Rockets lack, which everyone that's a good basketball watcher knows, is chemistry. And it's lacking it, and we're in depth at the power forward position with Patrick Patterson. I don't like to blame the game on one person, but from my view, being at 2 home games against Portland, we were beat almost single-handedly by LaMarcus Aldridge, and in the game night before last against Denver, a player that you wouldn't expect to be decided game. He's Kenneth Fareed. Not taking nothing away from Fareed, but he's a great player, outstanding hustle man. He does all the extra stuff that you'd ask him to do. But this guy had 16 points and 16 rebounds, a double-double. And he's so athletic, he made Patrick Patterson look out of his league. I really don't see any player that Patrick Patterson can guard. Even though Patrick scored about 18 points and played big, that was just him trying to cover his own tail. And, he did that out of, to get himself out of the spotlight. He had to. The way Fareed was playing, he had to at least go for that, to at least build his confidence in the team, to make it look like he's not out there just looking like a boy amongst men, which he's looked like to me the past couple of games. I say, why not put in Jones or Montanez, or give somebody else that playing time? But salute to you, Kevin McHale, for the things that you're doing. I'm sure you know exactly what you're doing. I have full faith in you. But hey, as a fan, I'm entitled to my suggestions, and I've been with this team, I've been with this city before you, so kind of like a fan myself. Even though you've been around the league a long time, I've been watching the league a long time. So, thing I said about James, another thing in his credit, just 3 days ago, 11/6/2012, he was named Western Conference Player of the Week. Western Conference Player of the Week. I say that's pretty good. If you weigh up the goods and the bads of an early season, which the season is very, very early, I rate him, I give him an A. And the reason I give him an A is, the reasons that we've lost, they've been situations uncontrollable and even out of his hand. Even as much as last game, night before last, against Denver, we came into the game down maybe 4 points beginning in the 4th quarter, even with Jeremy Lin starting to shoot free throws to bring us in. But the thing about that is, starting the 4th quarter, no James Harden. Also, this is becoming a small little trend because he also didn't start in the game against the Blazers. Kevin McHale chose to hold him out until the 8-minute mark for whatever reason. And by the time you bring this guy in, he's trying to fight back to bring us down from 9 or 10 points within, you know, the little bit of time he's allotted, you know, also without a team with chemistry. When I think like you should bring him in to start in the fourth quarter, and like, you know, everybody needs his rest, but this guy is young, he's gritty, he's been sitting on the bench, he's been well rested, he's full of energy, he's at the peak in his life coming out the Olympics. He's at the best he can be. Like, I understand that you're trying to, you know, wait it out and you're trying to play by the time limits and the restraints of the game, but this guy is a beast. You have to let him go. You have to let him be who he is. He's very coachable, so he's gonna play within the ramifications of the game. He's not just gonna get out there and go crazy a la Steve Francis and try to put the game in his hand. He's gonna play within the rules and the conduct of the game, you know, especially while inserting his game into it. That's the type of player he is, you know. But I'd like to see him come in and start, and I'd like to see him go out maybe around the 7-minute mark, and I'd like to come in and see him finish up the last 5 minutes of the game, you know, and that way he could put his stake in on it. And I'm sure the game's gonna come to that, so I'll just be patient and wait on that. Born on the beard, this guy is just phenomenal. I would call him an all-star player because I've never. Is an all-star a higher caliber than a Olympian? Which is the higher? Which one would you rather be, an all-star player or Olympian? I would think that most people saying Olympian is a higher status than an all-star player, because you're like an all-star player on a worldwide level, and everybody that plays on an Olympic team maybe have an all-star game behind their back, you know, maybe except Harden and maybe Anthony Davis, the new kid out of New Orleans, and you know that's soon to come. You will see both of those guys in the all-star game this year. But what I say about Harden is he's been bringing a lot to the team. He's been bringing fire. He's been bringing fury to the scene. The seats are packed in Toyota Center. The Harden and the Lynn jerseys are out like crazy. You know, I see 3 out of 5 people has a Harden or a Lynn jersey. So that's what you want. That's what you need, and that's what we love in Houston. And we love a player like that. We're going to support James. We're with him, you know. And as for Kevin Martin, you know, he was a good player. And some people say that we give up too much. Did we do this? I say it like this or like that. Stop. Don't say that. Kevin Martin, you name the times that you picked out with your family or your friends, and you guys decided after work or for a family meeting, you guys, or a family gathering, you guys wanted to go to the Rockets game to get Kevin Martin jerseys and merchandise and see Kevin Martin play. I don't think it's too many people out here that done that unless they were personally kin to Kevin Martin. He's not that type of player. He's a role player. He's a good help player. He's a good thinker. He has a lot of things about him, but all-star, leader, franchise player, Olympian, all-star, none of those things are Kevin Martin. And I just want people to understand that. And, you know, with James Harden, it's what Houston been wanting, and Houston been needed for a long time. You need a guy that's going to sell seats. You need a guy that's going to put fans in there, a fan favorite. And like I said, the one thing about him, he's a fan favorite. He's a hit with the ladies, and he's a hit with the kids all around Toyota Center. You see beards and number 13s running all the way around. And if you don't see that, you see number 7. You see Lynn. These guys are elite players. They're franchise players, and they're guys that can save your team. You know, these guys are money maker, and they're serious players. They're not just joke guys that they have a big name and they don't live up to that. These guys really live up to the heart. You know, I want to end this. I don't want to go too long because this is my first draft. So I thank everybody for watching this show. But my player of the week with the Rockets up until this point would be Mr. Jeremy Lin, for his boldness, his ferocity, and his strength to have his nose busted in the middle of a game while we down. But this guy ran to the sideline, bloody nose and all, stuck a big cotton blob in his nose, with his nose running with blood. Douglas is trying to get on the court. Lynn's back out there within 10-12 seconds. Hey, telling this guy, let me back in. He wanted to sink and go down with the team if they were going to go down, and he was going to fight for the win all the way to the end. And that's the type of player we like. That's what Rockets basketball about. That's what sparks hearts of the city. That's what gets you win. That's what gets your teammates behind you. That's what make them follow you as a leader, And so I just want to send a shout out to the Rockets fans, all of Red Nation. Miss Elizabeth Lloyd, my God heavenly sent friend that gave me the inspiration and the thought to start this a new era, a new age, the same old Earl Rocket Show. If y'all got a better name for me, let me know. I had to kind of do this in a allotted time, so I'll be taking y'all input on any other names or any other stuff I can do on this show, or anybody that want to be on this show with me. Maybe we can meet up somewhere, and hook up, and then you could be my guest, and we can set up anywhere at Toyota Center, wherever. For you guys that like it, even for the guys that don't like it or think something bad about it, let me know that, because by doing that you'll be helping me. I'll take it as constructive criticism. Okay, from the first take of a new era, a new age with the same old Earl, this is Earl Pruitt. You can look me up on Facebook, Earl Louis Reese Pruitt. Earl Reese Pruitt, REESEPRUITT. And you guys can look me up and let me know what you think, or let me know if you got any ideas you want to hook up, or find anything out, any kind of Rockets questions. I'm your man, signing out, Earl Pruitt. Good night and God bless.